Thank you, Chair. I'd like to begin by expressing our sincere gratitude to you and to others in the room who have supported the involvement of civil society organizations in these discussions. The Stop Killer Robots campaign is a coalition of 200 civil society organizations from over 65 countries. And we'd like to take this opportunity to make a brief statement in relation to the recommendations section of the Chair's report. Mr. Chair, the recommendations here are essentially a rollover of the same mandate from the 6th Review Conference. We stated then that the mandate represented a failure among states to respond to the serious challenges posed by autonomous weapon systems, and a renewal of that same mandate represents a continuation of that same failure now. While we have expressed appreciation of the policy coherence contained in the conclusion section of the Chair's report, we would like to express our strong disappointment in the recommendation to simply continue these discussions without providing clarity that we are working towards new legally binding rules. The majority of states to the CCW are in favor of negotiating new law, and we see growing political commitment from government leaders all around the world towards this goal. The call for a legally binding instrument has been reflected in the roadmap proposal and the recent proposal for a new Protocol 6 submitted by a diverse group of states, as well as additional proposals made from Chile, Mexico, and Pakistan this week in the room. And we see that the number of states calling for legally binding rules continues to increase in every part of the world. It has become evident in these discussions that the longer we discuss the nature of the challenges we are facing, the more states are convinced of the need for new international law to deal with these problems. As we have said in the past, accepting non-binding principles and practices would risk creating an ecosystem in which the development and use of autonomous weapon systems is green-lighted without first establishing the boundaries of acceptability. This would lead to significant disparities in national interpretation and implementation of these practices and would be a wholly inadequate response to the problem. The risks posed by autonomy in weapon systems are serious, and we see increasing evidence of their use in contemporary conflicts. These weapons pose grave dangers to all of humanity, particularly marginalized groups, and to human dignity. Unless states act now, autonomous weapon systems will proliferate and threaten international peace and security for all of the states in this room. The imperative is to act now before it is too late. Again, states claiming that the CCW is an appropriate forum must demonstrate this by urgently launching negotiations for a new legally binding instrument. Thank you, Chair.
I thank the distinguished representative.